Hey guys, FunnyGuyTimmy here. Just want to do a quick video about a topic that I think I've recorded before, but I've never uploaded. And things have changed.
So I'm here editing my video, and I just realized that I have no idea what the word quick means.
So I actually want to talk about how I practice doing stand-up comedy and kind of my thought process. I don't really see a lot of videos online about stand-up comedy, and I have talked about stand-up comedy a couple times in the past, and it's one thing that people know of me, so let's just go ahead and talk about it. I look terrible because I just got home, and I was wearing a hat, so my hair's messed up, but it doesn't look any different than how shitty my hair normally looks, so it's fine. But, so one of the things that I always practice with is an actual microphone. You don't have to. Some people practice with like a hairbrush, or they practice with nothing in their hand. I practice with a microphone. And the reason is because I want to feel comfortable holding a mic, and I want to feel comfortable talking with a mic, and I don't want it. There's a lot of comedians that I see, especially when they're new, they're really uncomfortable with a microphone. They don't know where to hold it. They don't know how to hold it. They don't know that you're supposed to take it further away from your face when you scream and bring it closer when you get quiet. They don't know all the different techniques and all the different noises you can make with it. And so they're just not comfortable with it. And it's a tool. It literally is a tool when you're on stage. Another thing that they're just not comfortable with is an actual mic stand. Now, I don't actually have a little thing to hold the mic on there, but I'm going to show you as far as like stand placement, because it's also very, very important. So when I practice, I like to do it when I'm alone. I try not to do it when other people are here. And I have the microphone, and normally I'll have a cord actually plugged up to it, but this isn't plugged into anything. It's just the cord by itself. It's just loose. Because another thing that can mess you up on stage is the cord itself. I'll see a lot of comedians where they'll just get tangled up, and you'll see them fidgeting with the cord for like a good half second when they get up there. They'll just or they'll just keep like getting tangled up in it and getting like just getting messed up like on stage with tripping over it, or they'll accidentally step on it and unplug the mic. So I'm just getting the habit of full microphone and cord awareness. Holding a mic is now very, very comfortable to me. You can see how I can just hold it with like just two fingers, just very comfortably. I still make all the gestures, but at the same time, I can still keep this mic very close to my face. So if I'm doing like, I do like that, the mic capsule, the head, stays basically in the same spot. And that's all because I've just gotten really, really used to holding a microphone. When it comes to the mic stand, I do this mostly just to get in the habit of, if the mic is on the mic stand, when I get on the stage, I take the mic off and I move the mic stand off to the side. Normally, when I'm doing a story, when I'm telling a story, I'm telling one of my jokes, I move the mic stand to the side. I get it out of the way. I don't want it in front of me. I don't want it obscuring their view of me. And I don't want it to get in the way when I'm being physical, because a lot of my jokes and a lot of my stories are very, very physical. So I get used to just moving it.
Not physical enough for you to lose any weight, you fat double-lard.
Now, I have gotten the habit of, when I'm doing crowd work or doing like more improv kind of stuff and I'm just messing with the audience, I'll, bring the mic stand back and I'll kind of lean on it. The reason I do this is because
you're lazy.
A leaning kind of gesture, kind of body language, is more relaxed. It seems more comfortable, like just someone standing at a bar, or just someone like leaning on the door or a door frame, or against a wall at a party. And I'm trying to convey that to the audience. I'm trying to let them know that I'm really comfortable. You should be comfortable. This is just me chilling and relaxing right now. It's not part of my show. That's what I'm trying to get across, even though it is a part of my show. I don't want them to think that if I have the exact same body language and the exact same mannerisms telling a joke as I am trying to talk to them, they get the idea that I'm trying to make them part of my show. Even though I am, I don't want them to get that feeling, get that impression. So, when I'm just relaxing and I'm talking to them, I'll do this and I'll talk a little bit more calm, not as high energy. When I'm telling a story, I'm high energy. I'm screaming, yelling, dancing all over the place. But when I'm talking to the audience, I try to be a little bit slower paced, a little bit more calmer, just a little bit more relaxed. It's just the idea that I'm just trying to convey, a little bit more relaxed, make eye contact, wait for their response. And I don't always make fun of what they say. Sometimes I'll literally just start out just actually having a conversation, just a quick, very quick conversation. If they say something that is funny, then I'll, make fun of that. My actual process now on being on stage, like my actual stand-up is about 60 to 70% crowd work now. Let me go grab it. I'm going to grab it. Where is it?
I really like the drunken sailor look I'm pulling off right now.
So I have this. I used to do this a lot because I couldn't remember my jokes. I don't know how well you can see that. But this actually has basically every joke, all the shorthand versions of the jokes, every joke that I tell on a regular basis. And I only have this on my water bottle because basically when I'm going to the stage, this is basically the only thing I want with me. I put my phone away, put my wallet away, I put my keys away, and I put them in my backpack, and I keep my backpack where I can see it, but I don't want any distractions. Sometimes I'll have like a handkerchief in my back pocket, or I also have a kind of a gimmicky thing that I do. It's a piece of paper. It's two pieces of paper. One is a song lyric sheet, and the other one is a list of impressions. I do this when it's like more of a party or kind of a very, very close kind of show where the audience is very close to me. I'll actually do a bit where I hand them the impression sheet and I'll have the lyric sheet. And so I'll start reading the lyrics as they choose an impression. Then they hand the list off to the next person. They holler out an impression. And it's a good bit of improv because it's never gone the same way. And there's quite a few impressions on there that people really, really like and really seem to enjoy. So that's always fun. It's always, like, guaranteed, it's always something that people are going to enjoy, even if they didn't like all the jokes, even if they're really uncomfortable with the crowd work, they always seem to enjoy that. So it's kind of it's really, really gimmicky, and I don't do it for every show. I don't do it when I'm, like, on a stage. When I'm on a stage doing a show, like a real comedy show, I don't do that. Because it's really, I'll do the crowd work, but I'm not going to do the impression thing. If someone screams out an impression, I'll do what I can, but that's something that I do for like parties. It makes it a lot more of like a game. It makes me seem almost like a magician in a way, like a party magician. People really seem to like it. So that's something that I also bring. But I don't read this while I'm on stage. I don't read this while I'm on stage. I just have this in my hand and have this ready to go. So I have this water, plenty of water. This is more than enough water that I need for on stage because of all the voices and the yelling that I do. I need lots of water. So basically I have this in my hand and I'm just going over thinking about the best ones that I really want to do tonight. And I'll just keep them in my head and I'm just going over this. So when they say my name, I'm just ready to go. Just ready to go. I don't got to put anything down. I don't got to put my phone away. I'm ready to go. And I put this on stage. And when I started out, I used to look at this rather frequently. Now I don't look at it like at all. Basically, before I go on stage, I look over this multiple times. And then after I'm on stage, I don't look at it at all. So I've gotten a lot better about that. But it's also a way of me just keeping this, on hand. So if basically someone needed to do a gig, all I need is my wallet, phone, keys, and this. And then I'm out the door. If they are providing the sound system, I'm good. But, so yeah, when I get up there, I do some crowd work. I start out, I introduce myself, or sometimes I'll make fun of the dude who came up before me in a very lighthearted way if he said something that's hilarious that I have to pick fun of. But other than that, I just go up there, just kind of talk to the audience. And the goal for me is to do mostly crowd work, but the idea is to have a conversation that organically flows into a joke. To say something, to have a conversation with somebody on stage that organically flows into a joke. There was one where I started talking about being short, and there was someone who wanted to challenge me, so we went off back and forth talking about different more or less challenges, and then I went into one of my jokes. I'm talking about like, what's the highest shelf you can reach in your house or something like that, just something stupid. And then I was like, all right, well, top this. And then I went into one of my actual jokes about being short. And so it felt more organic, and the audience liked it a lot more because it was very much, it was a huge segue, but it was a very comfortable, organic segue. And so that's a lot of what I do. Talk to the audience until it reminds me of a joke. And that happens a lot now. What used to happen is I would have all these jokes and I would have really weak segues, and I would try to just go into them. The audience is not going to like it when you're there as basically just a poetry reader and you're just there to just talk to them. They want a little bit more engagement. They want a little bit more interaction. So I really like doing the crowd work. I like doing conversations with them. And if that conversation goes into a joke, I do it. The thing that's been happening lately is more and more of my conversations are funny. They're just funny crowd work. And so I don't have to do as many actual written jokes as I used to. And then when I do go into the jokes, they're funnier than they used to be when I would just tell them just right out of the gate. So that's something that I really, really enjoy. That's something that I like doing. What happens a lot, this is my biggest tip to anyone who's doing stand-up comedy, is get used to improv and crowd work. Those are the biggest things that you will need going into stand-up comedy. Because what happens is we write our jokes, we memorize our jokes exactly the way we want it to go down. We think of it exactly the way that we will hope it goes down, but it never goes down and it never gets said, and it's never as funny as we think it is. And we're not prepared for the joke to not be as good. We're not prepared for the joke to be as meh as it was in our head. And so we don't know what to do with that. And so we freeze or we lock up or we stumble on stage. But if you're more used to crowd work and improv, there's very little that can be thrown at you that you won't be able to tackle or take care of on the spot. If you do it as more of crowd work and improv, if someone throws something at you, something spontaneous, like someone just heckles you from way in the back, which happens a lot. People will just heckle you from, wherever, or they'll say something that'll mess you up. Well, if you're better at crowd work and improv, you'll be able to just take care of that and go right back into the joke or go into another joke, no problem. But if you're not, and someone just messes up your joke and you have it memorized and you're just trying to do it as memory, as, the rehearsed one-man show that you're trying to do, it's going to fail. It's going to fail horribly. So that's mostly what I do. I haven't added I don't know why I'm still holding this like this. I haven't added too many jokes to my list. I think in the past 6 months, I think I've added 5 jokes, maybe. But if I was to do every single one of these, that's a lot. If I was to do every single one of these from beginning to end, as is, no improv, we're probably looking at an hour and a half. But if we're talking about 60% of my show being crowd work, this is probably like a 3.5 hour show. So every time I do an hour show, I have lots of material to grab and throw in and fill it out, and every show is unique now. But again, this is how I practice doing stand-up comedy. I will literally talk to myself doing my bits, just trying to more or less memorize the story, but it doesn't have to be said and memorized the same way. Every single time I tell a joke now, it's completely different. Not completely different, but I'd say about only 75% of the joke is the same way that I remember it. I had a police joke. Actually, I had 2 police story jokes. One was about getting a ticket when I crashed, and then one was about getting a ticket when I was using my GPS and the dude thought I was playing video games on my phone. Well, the crash part of the first joke never went over very well. But the second half was a lot better. And for the other joke, the second one, the first half was really good, but the second half was terrible. So what I did is I combined them last time I did it, I combined both of those on the spot, both jokes, into one joke, and just made the officer one officer, and just made this one mythical cop make all these mistakes. So, and it turned out a lot better. And that happens a lot of the times with my jokes. I'll take an old joke that there was a part of it that I just couldn't work with, I just couldn't work around, and I will cut the parts that I like, and find a way of adding it to a different story, different joke. That happens a lot. I'm trying to think of one.
Maybe you should have been prepared.
Yeah, the Jimothy Barnes and Noble. That's the one with the officer and the cop and stuff like that. And I think there was a joke about like dogs and clothes, and then I shoehorned putting kids on a leash in there just because they made sense if you think about it, like they're the opposite. So I did that with those. That's basically what I'll do. And I'll just go down the ones that I like, or I'll go down the new ones. Also, I don't do, this is going to be a long video.
No shit.
But I also don't do open mics anymore. I don't do open mics anymore. I mostly just do the shows. And then each show I will throw in like one new thing. And I try to record as much as possible, even if it's just my phone off to one side, just recording the audio so I can listen to it later. That's really painful, but you have to do it. I'll record it, and I get a better sample and a better idea of, does the joke work when I do it in front of an actual audience rather than an open mic audience. An open mic audience is like 90% comedians that are just on their phone or vaping and just waiting to go up. They don't care for your bits. Unless they're fans of yours, or they're your friends or your roommate or whatever. No one is there for you. There are a few open mic clubs in Austin, Texas, where they're the exception, like Cap City Comedy Club, Velveeta Room, stuff like that. But most of them is just going to be coffee shops and bars where they just so happen to have a mic in the corner and nobody cares that you're there. So I actually get a better idea as to what of my jokes work when I do like one real new one at an actual show. I'm getting paid to do it, and I don't put it at the beginning. Because I don't want to like ruin the mood. So I'll put it like maybe like towards the middle, maybe close to the end, after I've already earned their trust, after I already have a good idea what makes them laugh. Then I'll throw in one new joke. So that's how I do it. Oh, my AC finally turned on. Good God. I don't know why. It's cold outside, but I am burning up in here. I look terrible. I can see myself. I look terrible. So anyway, that is my entire stand-up process. And I've been holding this whole time. It's not even plugged in. I should have just plugged it in so you could hear me. But that is my entire stand-up process, routine, my thought process, how I work with a mic stand and a microphone and the cable. If you don't have those, just use like a hairbrush or a bottle or something like that. And then this is what I do to get ready before I go up, but I don't do this while I'm on stage. Do not read your papers while on stage. I have made that mistake. I've seen that happen way too many times. If you don't know the joke, just do crowd work. If you cannot remember the joke, just do crowd work. It's way better. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. Email me if you have any specific personal questions and you'd like some help. And until next time, peace. Oh, come back here.